The Season 1 finale of Prime Video's sci-fi series The Peripheral was a mind-blowing and action-packed conclusion to the season, filled with exciting plot twists and jaw-dropping moments. The character Flynn Fisher, played by Chloe Grace Moretz, made some major choices that had a significant impact on her family, while the relationships and alliances between the characters underwent some major changes in the far future. While the finale was certainly thrilling, it was also a bit confusing, as is often the case with time travel stories. But first, what is The Peripheral all about? The Peripheral is a dystopian sci-fi series that was adapted from William Gibson's novel of the same name. It is set in a futuristic version of America where people are suffering from the dangerous consequences of virtual reality and real life becoming intertwined. The series consists of 8 episodes and was created for TV by Scott B. Smith, the writer behind The Ruins in Siberia, featuring executive producers like Jonathan Nolan and Lisa Joy, the same husband and wife team behind the hit Westworld. The show follows the story of Flynn Fisher, a young woman from North Carolina who lives with her brother Burton, a former war veteran. Flynn works a low-paying job at a 3D printing shop to pay for her mother's medical bills. But her life takes a turn for the unexpected when she becomes embroiled in a dangerous and mysterious virtual world. Chloe Grace Moretz, playing the role of Flynn, brings her unique talent and charisma to the character. Overall, The Peripheral is a thrilling and thought-provoking series that is sure to captivate audiences with its complex story and compelling characters. Below, we'll discuss some of the biggest questions raised in the finale and try to untangle the complex events of the episode. Spoiler warning: this section contains spoilers for the Season 1 finale of The Peripheral. Number 1. The love triangle remains unsolved. In the Season 1 finale of The Peripheral, the ongoing love triangle between Flynn Fisher, Wilf Netherton, and Tommy Constantine is explored in more depth. Amidst the chaos of apocalypses and revolution, the episode delves into the emotional connection between Flynn and Wilf, who are able to experience each other's intimate feelings through a haptic connection. Initially, Flynn believed that her growing attachment to Wilf was simply a side effect of this haptic connection, which she referred to as haptic drift. However, it becomes clear that Flynn's feelings for Wilf are genuine, as it is revealed that the Research Institute's experiments on Burton and his unit are actually what caused the haptic drift phenomenon. Despite this revelation, the resolution of the love triangle is left open-ended, leaving viewers to speculate on the future of Flynn's relationships. Number 2. Elita's return sets up Season 3 battle. The mature Elita West, played by Charlotte Riley, returns to the story near the conclusion of Amazon's The Peripheral Season 1. Elita gladly shares this exposition with Wilf and the Peripheral's audience after spending her free time physically unearthing the nasty secrets of the future. Residents of the future are all equipped with implants that not only provide them with cybernetic enhancements, but also shield them against viruses that first appeared during the jackpot, as The Peripheral previously detailed. According to Elita, the implants obstruct memories that the facility wants to keep hidden. This is the turning point in The Peripheral's explanation of Wilf's early childhood forgetfulness and how Klepp truly brought order to the apocalypse. In a mistaken effort to stop the jackpot's pandemic from spreading, the Klepp allegedly killed millions of people, most likely with the support of the Research Institute and Met. These casualties included both Wilf and Elita's original families, filling in the blank of how each child wound up abandoned on the streets of future London and illuminating a portion of the reason why population numbers are so low in the future timeline of The Peripheral. This fact is probably certainly known to Lev Zubov, and the remorse over his father's murder of the Netherton may reveal the underlying motive behind the mafia boss taking Wilf under his wing. Number 3. Potential new problems for Sheriff Tommy. Deputy Tommy Constantine seems to have covered up his double killing of Corbell Pickett and the local sheriff when The Peripheral Season 1 finale starts.
All right, easy. You need to calm down, Tommy.
I'm already too calm, Sheriff. That's what's scaring me. It's like you said. Ain't got much of a choice now, do I?
Tommy, don't.
Pickett is still surviving, sadly, because Tommy's doodad turns out to be less deadly than he had anticipated. In Season 2 of The Peripheral, Tommy is in serious difficulty as a result of the gangster's survival. If Pickett ever wakes up, it seems unlikely that he will file a formal complaint against the man who attempted to kill him. Instead, Pickett is the sort to use Tommy as leverage in a blackmail scheme. The Peripheral Season 1's closing scene of Tommy quietly establishes his appointment as the town's new sheriff, giving Pickett more clout with the local police. In The Peripheral, Tommy will find it difficult to follow Pickett's orders, but in Pickett's nephew Jasper Baker, he might find a surprising friend. In the Season 1 finale of The Peripheral, Jasper accidentally kills many members of Pickett's gang due to a crippling sense of inadequacy and recollections of a nightmare Monopoly game. Jasper has always been uncomfortable with his uncle's illegal activity and may come to the same conclusion as Sheriff Tommy that Corbell Pickett's death would make things simpler for him. Number 4, Flynn intends to kill herself in her stub, or a pocket universe. In the season finale of The Peripheral, Flynn Fisher makes the difficult decision to end her life in order to protect her family and the people she cares about. However, she enlists the help of Inspector Lobier to devise a plan that will allow her to die in 2032 while still preserving a version of herself in a stub, or a pocket universe. Flynn's plan involves sneaking into the Research Institute, where she creates a new stub and destroys the device that would allow Chair Eyes, a powerful and dangerous figure, to locate her. By doing this, Flynn is able to die in her original reality but continue to exist in a new stub, where she can live out her life without being discovered by Chair Eyes. The Research Institute had previously invested a lot of time and resources into Flynn's stub for the purpose of conducting unethical experiments, so Chair Eyes has no incentive to destroy it. As a result, Flynn is able to find a way to continue living and protecting her loved ones, even in the face of death. Speaking of the stub, it may get destroyed anyways. Number 5, but why is the clip after Flynn's stub? The Research Institute is determined to get to the stub before Flynn does because they are trying to protect information about a device called a neural adjustment mechanism.
8-hour sleep cycle. The rest of the time, when you're off in your stub, it runs on AI.
My stub?
This device is used to manipulate the brains of people through the use of haptic implants, and the Institute believes it can be used to reduce gang violence and have a greater impact on society. However, Dr. Newland is concerned about the possibility of backlash and exploitation of the technology, so she is determined to eliminate Flynn and the valuable information in her brain. On the other hand, Ash, a member of the Neoprims, wants to sequence the bacteria in Flynn's brain and present the data to the Neoprims, who believe the technology could be used to burn the world down and establish a new one in its place. They are opposed to the use of implants, which are used to create neural linkages with other people and provide an immunity boost, but also suppress memories. It is suggested that the Neoprims may have been the people Aleda, a former employee of the Research Institute, was trying to help when she stole the data from the Institute. By the way, what do you think the Research Institute plans to do with Flynn's implants? Let us know in the comments below. Number 6, the new timeline explained. The main focus of the Season 1 finale of The Peripheral is Flynn's plan to stop Chair Eyes Newland from stealing the 2032 stub timeline.
Do you feel it? Darkness is closing in. Let it be preparation for when I kill you. And it's real.
Flynn's first step is to trick Chair Eyes by pretending to lose, while secretly creating a new stub that Chair Eyes cannot access. Flynn sneaks into the Research Institute facility where the stubs are run and destroys the device that allows Chair Eyes to locate her. However, Flynn is still faced with the problem of the Research Institute's data being stored on her planet, which could still be accessed by future agents and used to trigger the jackpot early. To prevent this, Flynn makes a sacrifice and has Connor Pence shoot her from a distance, while making it appear as though the Met were responsible for her death. This allows Flynn and Inspector Ainsley Lobier to bring down the Research Institute permanently, while also protecting Flynn's family and friends. As a result of Flynn's plan, there are now two 2032 stub timelines in The Peripheral, one with the original Flynn, and one with a new Flynn created with technology stolen from the Research Institute. This alternate timeline picks up after the events of the Season 1 finale, with Flynn and the other Clanton residents continuing their lives without being pursued by Chair Eyes. Number 7, does Flynn die in the season finale? At the end of Season 1 of The Peripheral, Flynn Fisher is both dead and alive. The version of Flynn that Connor shoots in the season finale is from the original timeline and dies in order to prevent Chair Eyes from starting an early apocalypse and destroying the data in Flynn's body.
Awake and rise.
However, the season finale also shows Flynn and Inspector Lobier waking up in a peripheral body in a future London, revealing that Flynn is still alive in a new, secondary stub timeline that was created in the finale. This new Flynn has all the memories, feelings, characteristics, and knowledge of the Flynn from the original timeline, but is a parallel duplicate rather than the same character that has been followed throughout the season. The season finale references the opening scene of the episode, where Flynn resets the level from a previous save game after her previous incarnation runs out of lives. Number 8, the Club may destroy the stub before Flynn does. In a post-credits scene at the end of the Season 1 finale of The Peripheral, it is revealed that Flynn's actions may have only been a temporary fix for a larger problem. When Lubov, a member of the Klepp organization, meets with other members, they suggest that he cut down the entire tree if even one branch is causing him trouble. This metaphor seems to imply that Lubov and the Klepp may be targeting Flynn's stub in the second season of the show. Flynn's decision to sacrifice herself in order to save her planet from one crisis may have only bought her loved ones a little more time, rather than truly solving the issue. It is unclear what Klep's ultimate goal is, but it seems that Flynn and her stub may be at risk in the next season of the show. What next for the Peripheral? When Inspector Lobier asks Flynn whether she's prepared to go to work at the end of Season 1 of the Peripheral, he directly introduces the plot of Season 2. Cher Eyes is still a danger in the Peripheral even though Flynn managed to save the original 2032 stub. Both Flynn Fisher and Inspector Lobier have issues with her capacity to access stub timelines, and the Research Institute's plan to implant neural adjustment implants in the people of the future. If Flynn later finds out through Wilf how Rai manipulated his memory using technology, Chloe Grace Moretz's character will have an even stronger incentive to keep fighting Cher Eyes. Just because Flynn's freshly opened stub is protected from Cher Eyes' influence doesn't mean that the circumstances affecting the jackpot have changed. In order to stop the end of the world, Flynn must now access the data stored inside her skull, but this has its own challenges. Flynn's inside information is sought after by the Research Institute, Lev Zubov, and the Klep, and Elita West, but having access to this DNA-based knowledge has a negative effect on its host's health. In Season 2 of The Peripheral, Flynn will struggle to strike a balance between her physical health and the urge for change in the past and present, all the while avoiding the prying eyes of those who are for her inside information. Any word on Season 2? The season finale just aired, therefore the lack of an official confirmation of a Season 2 as of December 2022 isn't always a bad thing. As executive producer Joy stated, we know that the appetite is there from the creator's side of the fence. To fully examine this fantastic, amazing novel, I would like to have Seasons 2, 3, and all of them combined. I know we've already begun discussing Season 2 in the hopes that we get a Season 2, and the world only becomes larger and more complex, the writer said. So far, Prime Video has kept any new updates under a wrap. Whenever there are new reveals, do expect us to cover it for you. In the meantime, drop your comments over how you think Season 2 would unfold.